Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. Happy Friday. It's a Friday Night Live. We've not done this for a couple of weeks, so looking forward to sitting back and giving you a nice flight up to Aberdeen tonight. I think we've only ever landed at Aberdeen once before, so that's going to be quite a nice flight. Here we are at Gatwick, of course, and we've got full ATC at the moment as well here on the ground and in the London controlled airspace. I don't think Scottish Control is online for the time being, but who knows, that may change. So good evening to those already in the chat. 2022 Lewis, the Chill Out Flight Channel, good evening. Simon, good evening to you. Glad you're looking forward to another nice Friday night stream, so that's good stuff. Finish Sim Pilot Husanja, good evening. Yeah, still using self-loading cargo as well, Husanja, so that's going to be loaded up momentarily. Xiao, I will try and have a nice flight. Thanks for being on board. Dark Fury, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Dr. Magic, good evening. And Frank WG Abbott, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for being with us again this evening. Crazy Ivan 01, when you travel you always look for your bag on the luggage band. Yeah, me too. Don't think I've ever seen it. And yet somehow I've never lost my luggage, so they must be doing a good job there. Lazarus, good evening to you as well. Velox, I have no scenery for Aberdeen. There is no scenery available for Aberdeen as far as I'm aware, so we're just going to be on default tonight. Christian, good evening, mate. How are you doing? Bob Weldyme, g'day. How are you? Elaine and Maverick751 on Twitch as well. Good evening to Twitch viewers. We are of course live on Twitch and YouTube as always. So, the operational flight plan. Let's go ahead and get that in for you guys. I want to spend as little time as possible on the ground here in Gatwick. Not because I'm in a rush, but just because it seems there's a sort of correspondence between the amount of time you spend on the ground at Gatwick to crash the desktops, and I'm already running a risk here. The PC has just flashed up and said you need to restart your PC in order for updates to take place. I'm thinking, oh my god, anything could happen, couldn't it? So let's just get out of here. We've got the OFP now pinned, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. Christian, this is your first Berlin flight on VATSIM. Hope you don't get confused with the call sign. Well, this is a nice easy call sign for me. Easy 495 Mike. Don't do too many EasyJet ones. It's usually Alpine when we're zipping around Europe, isn't it? Danny, I've just seen on the Discord server your big flight out to Amsterdam and Boa Vista. Why Boa Vista? Why not Sal, the other one? It's a fraction closer. But anyway, good luck to you. Terry, good evening as well. Right, let's get on board, shall we? So we've got our aircraft in a turnaround state at the moment. So if we have a check on the overhead, we can already see it's a little bit, frame rates are rubbish, aren't they? Quick check on the overhead, everything's fine up there. We've got the current packs are off. We're going to start the APU. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Maverick751, you're having crash desktop issues with the current version of Toolbar Pushback. A few people have said that actually. Oh, look at the weather up there. That's what we're going to be flying into. Right, so I'm going to listen to the ATIS. Whilst we're doing that, we're going to throw some fuel on board.
Get west of Hangar 6 is closed and maintenance area 2 is closed. Turbulence may be encountered in the final stages of the approach. Acknowledge receipt of information November. And advise aircraft type on first contact. Gatwick information November. Time 1950 Zulu. Runway in use 26 left ILS approach to be expected departure. Flight crew must report ready with clearance delivery on 121.95. Transition level flight level 75. Surface wind 160 degrees 8 knots. Varying between 130 and 200 degrees, visibility 10 kilometers, or more light rain. Broken 3,200 feet, temperature +9, dew point +7, QNH 1004. Dew work in progress. Taxiway Tango is closed. Taxiway Romeo between Romeo/Romeo Alpha Junction and Lima is closed. Taxiway Dew.
Okay, so I think we got the gist of that information. Is that information November? I think it said was current. Just got to double check that. Information Oscar now. Information Oscar is now current. QNH is 1004. Right, let's get the box filled out. So you saw me doing some quick checks, cockpit prep checks, making sure everything's in the right place, and it is. APU should now be up and running. Let's get the bleed air on, then I can get the packs on, get the passengers loaded. So the alternate tonight is, let's have a look, Edinburgh, Echo Golf Papa Hotel. So we'll get that in. Easy 495 Mike is the call sign. Cost index 8, flight level 380. Interestingly enough, Simbrief flight plan does give us a flight level 220. Ignore that, it's because it's a step climb, so it's not entirely accurate. Tropper pose looks good. Flight plan we're expecting, as we've just heard on the 86, runway 26 left for departure. I'm expecting the Lamborn 6 Mike. Let's just go ahead, pop that in. And then our arrival up at Aberdeen is going to be ILS 16. There are no stars for Aberdeen. So do we have the approach fear of Aberdeen, Alpha Delta November? Yes, we do. I'm going to pop this 3 or 4 there, isn't there? Let's pop that in, and I'm going to refine that as we go. Let's just scroll through and check that we don't have any discontinuities. We do, so let's clean those. Just going to check how that looked. Let's have a look on the navigation page and see what our departure looks like just there. That's that doesn't look right. That's better. Great stuff. So no turns below 710 feet, and then there's the overfly point as well in there, so that looks good. Let's just have a quick look at the arrival as we continue to scroll through all the way up. Oh, we pass Upton. I'm going to fly over almost close to my house today, so that's quite neat. And then as we get to Aberdeen, oh okay, that's was an interesting arrival. The real world version of this flight actually flew a also right-hand traffic pattern. That's given us a left-hand traffic pattern. To be fair, I don't see any reason why we can't do the left-hand traffic pattern that is shown there. That works quite nice for me. But we can potentially refine that as we go. But for now, I'm happy to leave that because track mileage isn't going to be too much different. So that's 432, and I've got 435 on the operational flight plan. So we're all good and happy with that. In the RadNav page, not going to pop anything in there. We're okay. I suppose actually we're on the Lamborn departure, so I could just put the Lamborn VOR in there. Flight plan. Oops. Should we actually pop the Lamborn VOR in there rather than missing it? There we go. Just go to the fixes page actually, and I'm just going to pop in the engine out, which is Willow Whiskey India Lima Lima Oscar. There it is, and if we do need to hold, we'll just pop the radial in for that, which is 104. Okay, passengers, should we start getting them on board? Welcome on board our Friday night flight to Aberdeen, everybody. Get the packs on and tell self-loading cargo to start doing their thing. Good evening to those of you who have just come in the chat on Twitch as well. Hope you're all good. Oh, self-loading cargo has been rather weird. It's telling me to establish a safe altitude. That's not right. Should we just shut that down and try again? There's probably something not quite right. The engines aren't running, are they? No, I have had that happen before with self-loading cargo. Only occasionally, very rarely. But for some reason the engines were running, and worryingly enough I hadn't actually spotted. But according to that, that all seems, the aircraft seems fine, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Let's just try it again, see if it works this time. If not, we'll just abandon that and crack on. No, okay, well, we'll leave that for the time being. We shall use our VATSIM menu to get the payload loaded in. So we have got, if we get those on board now, we've got 169 passengers, payload of 17576 and a zero fuel weight of 60.1. So let's now go to our init B page. That zero fuel weight again, 60.1, and we'll just pop a general CFG in there, 30. Trip wind today, a tailwind of 35. Not often you get a tailwind flying north over the UK. Fuel planning is 4.1 and we've got 5.9. So good evening to everybody who is in the chat. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to get set up and out of Gatwick as quick as possible. So good evening to Lodges DK. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Mark texting as well. HD. Good evening, HD. How you doing? HD, last time you were there, you were radar vectored on the left downwind. Need ATC online for that though. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was a right-hand traffic pattern. I don't know if you were here a moment ago when I just said the real aircraft actually flew a right-hand traffic pattern into this. So I'm probably going to try and replicate something like that today. Ace Airstream, you just landed in Barcelona after exploring Bilbao, inspired by the flight yesterday. Looking forward to the flight north. Excellent. HD, your passengers are a load of oil workers. They used to be below sea level. Oh, thank you so much for €4.99 super chat so early on in the stream today. Saying hi, Wen. Just want to say thank you. You're the reason that I will start with Microsoft Flight Simulator on Monday. Have a great Friday. You are not going to regret it. Microsoft Flight Simulator, for all its little quirks, is fantastic. It really, really is. Right, let's continue setting up the box now. I've got passengers loading on. What's the fuel for the alternate? Fuel for the alternate is call that 1.3. An extra 40 minutes of flight time. Okay, there's a reason I've loaded an extra ton of fuel on top of plug, and that is because there's potential for some quite nasty weather in Aberdeen tonight. It's only a slight probability, but better safe than sorry. So yeah, we've got loads of fuel, and we're not that heavy anyway. Our takeoff weight is planned to be 65.8, so we'll do a performance calculation for 66 tons. I think. Let's have a look at the performance page then and go ahead and enter this. Okay, so SimSmart has had God knows how many updates today as we've been debugging things. I think we're on version 1.25. I think we're on version something like 1.17 this morning. So that's Echo Golf Kilo Kilo, of course, for London Gatwick. Boarding completed. Thank you very much. Let's pop in 26 left for our departure. Current METAR then. Wind 200 at 5. Good H1004. Let's check. Yeah, runway is dry, of course. Anti-ice is going to be off. That is a good question. What was the METAR here? Broken 1,500 feet, 9 degrees. Oh. It's no good looking outside the window, it's blooming dark, can't see a thing. Although, from what I can see there, actually, I can see lots of stars. Anti-ice off. So, let's continue with the calculation. So, our takeoff weight said we're going to work on 66 tons. We're forward, of course. Flex, config 1, packs off. Calculate that. So let's pop the information in. We've got 147, 147, 149. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. Thrust reduction, yeah, that's fine, 1,200. HD, we want anti-ice on, do we? Fair enough. Isn't it wet? Not in the sim. Not in the sim. We can have a quick check on that if we wish, but it is, in fact, Have we got any live weather? Oh yeah, I can see some clouds, not many. But yeah, it's as dry as a bone here in the simulator. I had heard today that live weather's been having a bit of a mess today on the sim, but if anyone else is at Gatwick and it's raining, let me know. Let's pop that anti-ice on. So V-speed's not changed, but flex now drops to 62. Max takeoff weight is fine. Green dot 220. Flaps 1. Flex 62. There we go. So characteristic speed is 150.195.218. Let me just check the departure and see if we've got any speed restrictions on those. 220. Oh, so that's fine. We can fly at green dot, can't we? Save a bit of fuel. 218. Pop that in. Gets us up and out the way a little bit. Okay, 218 sorted. Let's do a brief then. So, the weather here at Gatwick in the sim is dry, decent visibility, good length runway. We're below the maximum landing weight for takeoff, so if anything goes wrong, I'm happy to leave that and say, yeah, we can land back here if we need to. Aircraft experimental version. No times to be aware of. You may have just heard on the ATIS there's a few taxiway closures, but nothing that should affect us. They're over to the west-hand side of the airfield. Threats to be aware of. Gatwick is a very low stop altitude for the climb, 4,000 feet. Making sure no climbs above, no turns above 710 feet. Congested airspace, and I got 4 hours sleep last night, so a little bit tired. that could definitely be considered a threat. So yeah, busy radio chatter as well. HD says if we're doing a dry, we won't need anti-ice on. If you're using wet, we will need it on. That's interesting. We might get you to come back to that, HD, as to why we would do that. In that case, let's pop the anti-ice back off. That'll save a bit of fuel. The flex can then go back to 66. Let's just brief the taxi and departure. So we're at stand 50. I expect pushing back facing west on Lima. They'll probably then take us down either Papa or November, and then I've gone for full length, so that's interesting. We've gone full length, which is Mike. Chances are they're going to take us on Alpha 1, so we should probably just check that calculation, because if they're going to shove us on Alpha 1, we could even calculate for Bravo, couldn't we? That way we're ahead of the game. I don't think that's a bad idea, to be fair. So let's run and do that. Where is the takeoff minimums? So if we look for takeoff run available from Bravo, that's 2891. So let's just go ahead and double check that. Just going to restart SimSmart now with the new changes, so now I can enter 2891. So then, Echo Golf Kilo Kilo, 26 left, anti-ice can be off as it's dry. That takeoff weight of 66. TFG will be forward, flex, config 1, packs off of course, and we're going to use, what was that figure again? 2891. And calculate. Right, let's put those figures in instead. That way it doesn't matter where they tell us to take off from, we are covered. So it's going to be 141, 141, 143. And the flex is now 65. There we go. So we've now got a Bravo intersection departure. HD says calculator for Bravo is standard for Gatwick. That makes sense, doesn't it? That way you're covered. Doesn't matter where they send you. You're good. Let's just have a look then at the actual departure. Lambourne 6 Mike. So straight ahead to 2.3 miles from the ILS DME, and then at 2.3 miles that's when we can begin the turn. We've already spoken about the max speed. Initial climb 4,000, and that doesn't look too bad. Slight little, not quite a nice round arc there, but that's certainly good enough for the sim. Let me just turn on the landing system. India Whiskey Whiskey, that's where we want. 2.3 miles, then we can begin that turn, can't we? Right, boarding is completed now, I believe, so the jetway can disappear, and the cargo doors and rear doors can be closed. HD, we're covered unless it starts raining, indeed. Okay, so let me go ahead and contact ATC. 12195. Ground is 1218. We'll get that in the standby. Just check that clearance delivery is still online. 12195. Yes, it is. Let's give them a call. Gatwick delivery, good evening. Easy 495 Mike, stand 50 Type A320 Neo requesting IFR clearance to Aberdeen, and we have information Oscar.
Easy 59, correction 495 Mike, Gatwick delivery, hello, stand by your number 2 for clearance, break Ryanair 158, clear to Dublin, Northmore 1X.
Ryanair getting in the way, how dare they?
We are cleared to Dublin, getting on 1 X-ray departure, runway 26, full squawk 7026, Ryanair 158.
158, correct, QNH 1004.
QNH 1004, Ryanair 158, thank you.
And easy, correction standby.
So just waiting, hopefully we'll get the Lambourne 6 Mike. There is an alternate one they can use for traffic management, which is on the charts, but hopefully that's not going to crop up. Even if it does, it's not a problem. Thanks to Navigraph data, it should be in the database for us. I'll just let you have a quick look at that.
Gatwick delivery, Golf November Whiskey Lima Foxtrot, flight plan filed, ready whenever you are.
Yeah, so we've got the Tiger, 3 Michael
Golf
Victor.
Lima Foxtrot, thanks for your patience. Stand by to clearance, I'll just get it from TC.
Yeah, understood.
And UD 495 Mike, Gatwick delivery, hello. Cleared to Aberdeen, Lambourne 6 Mike departure, squawk 1467.
Cleared via the Lambourne 6 Mike, squawk 1467, easy 495 Mike.
495 Mike, correct.
Lovely. Clearance for the Lambourne 6 Mike, which is what we're after, and the squawk is 14... What was it? 1467. Initial climb will be 4,000. Which is also in the constraints, which is why it's in magenta. Beautiful. Right. So, cockpit prep. Let's see. Fuel pumps can come on as refueling is finished. External power can disappear. We can get the seatbelt signs on as well. And everything on the overhead is done.
Gatwick delivery, easy 85 Romeo Whiskey at stand 53, ready for push and start, please.
The 85 Romeo Whiskey, hold position, contact ground 121 Mike, bye bye.
Okay, before start checklist, cockpit preparation is complete. Signs are on an auto. It is, we've got 3.5 green. That fuel quantity is 5980 kilograms balanced. FMGS is set. Altimeter 1004 and 200 feet. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, I hate it when HD is right. Okay.
And Golf November Whiskey Lima Foxtrot Gatwick ground.
Golf November Whiskey Lima Foxtrot, pass your message.
Golf November Whiskey Lima Foxtrot, clearance will be at the hold squawk 7010.
Squawking 7010, expecting clearance at the hold, Golf Lima Foxtrot.
So we're going to have the anti-ice on, but at the moment,
Foxtrot, correct.
runway
QNH100.
wetness is not included in SimSmart, so it's not changed IV speeds or anything like that.
And Swiss 253 Gatwick delivery, hello, cleared to Zurich, Bogner 1 X-ray departure, squawk 6301.
Clear to Zurich with the Bogner 1 X-ray departure, squawk 6301.
Swiss 253 correct, and the QNH is 1004.
QNH 1004.
Tell you what, this tool is invaluable here at a place like Gatwick in particular. So, it's
Gatwick delivery, good evening. Speedbird 228, that's standard 8. Type is an Airbus A320.
Plan the pushback.
Oscar
We'll now tell them that we're ready to go.
And Speedbird 228 Gatwick delivery, hello, can you accept flight level 180 or flight level 160?
Flight level 180, please.
Speedbird 228, no
Just
problem,
waiting for a break in
cleared
ATC,
to
then we can push back.
Manchester, Land on 6 night departure,
We'll have to contact ground for that, of course.
QNH 1004.
Ambitious Pilots! Hello, mate, how are you doing? Big shout out to Ambitious Pilots in the chat, responsible for the pushback tool, of course.
Speedbird 228, it's 2001.
And Easy 495 Mike is ready for push.
Speedbird 228, continue.
Speedbird 228, squawk 6001.
That's 2001.
Squawk 2001, Speedbird 228.
Speedbird 228, correct report on this frequency when ready for push.
And Easy 495 Mike is ready for push.
Speedbird 661.
Oh, we're stepping on lots of traffic tonight.
Looking for Airbus Hamburg.
Section calling standby, break, easy 495, Mike, hold position, contact the ground 121.8, bye-bye.
1218, thanks for the service, Easy 495 Mike, good night.
No worries, bye-bye. Speedbird 6.
Gatwick ground, Easy 495 Mike, stand 50, we're ready for push and start.
495 Mike out ground, hello, stand 50, push start through face west, QNH 1004.
Pushback crew, face west, QNH 1004, Easy 495 Mike. Wonderful! Right, let's get ready to go, shall we? So, get that beacon light on, we'll start the timer. Acupressure's in the green.
Cockpit to ground. This is ground. Stand by.
So while they're doing their thing, let's run our before start checklist below the line. Windows and doors are closed and armed, beacon light is on, phone's on silent, parking brake is on. Ambitious Spies, I can't tell you how happy I am that of the work that you've done. Seriously, mate. Really, really good show. And for a pushback such as this at Gatwick, it means I can remain in the cockpit and sort things out.
Holding point Bravo 1 via Papa, Easy 184.
For start and push. Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake. Parking brakes are released. Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence. It will start in the sequence.
Okay, back we go. Let's get rid of that.
Easy 1854, impact taxi different Alpha 2 by Alpha Sierra, please.
Starting engine 1.
Point Alpha 2 via Alpha Sierra, Easy 184.
A little bit of light rain. We're covered now with the performance calcs. Honestly, the automated pushback just takes so much stress out of things.
Gatwick ground, Swiss 53 at stand 570, requesting pushback and start. Swiss 253, ground pilot stand 570, per stop, brief face south, connect 1004.
So, I'm actually now using the lowest version of the Gatwick mode, just because I couldn't hack the frame rates anymore. Okay guys, hopefully I'm back with you. Let me know if all's well. Alright, the way I rescued that, and I don't know if this is going to be of use to any of you. So everything started to slow down. A crash to desktop you felt was almost imminent, and whilst monitoring everything in the task manager, don't worry, we're not on VATSIM at the moment. Whilst monitoring everything on task manager, nothing was peaking too much, but everything did start to grind to a halt. Now, the issue was resolved the moment I disconnected from the VATSIM network and all the traffic disappeared. So I'm wondering if we can bring that back in and it's not going to be too bad. So I wonder if we can reconnect. Shall we? Do you reckon we should try it? Reconnecting on VATSIM, and we'll see. We'll see what happens, shall we? We knew this was a possibility. It's happened so many times at Gatwick before, which is a real pain. So let me connect, and hopefully we'll not be in the middle of someone taxiing. Let me see. Oh dear. And Gatwick ground, easy 495 mic, radio check please.
Station recording Gatwick ground, stand by, break, golf, November Whiskey, Lima, Foxtrot, Gatwick, ground, report ready for turn.
Hey guys, I have no idea if you can hear me again. Third time lucky. We are now hopefully back, but I am offline from VATSIM, and I'm afraid I am going to keep it that way for the time being, certainly whilst we depart. Let me know if everything's working. So far, we've pushed backs. I've just done the after start flows because the sim itself seems to be okay, but it then does start to get bogged down a little bit. I think there's just so much traffic on the VATSIM network. Couple that with the Gatwick Airport scenery. When you've been sat here on the ground for about an hour, it really doesn't like it, does it? So let's get out of here without VATSIM, which is a shame. Flying into Gatwick doesn't seem to be too bad because, well, you don't have the scenery for loaded in for that long. But it's a bit of a pain, particularly for anyone that's flying alongside us. It's annoying, but it does mean the stream can continue. So fingers crossed you'll stick with me for the persistence. Anyway, as I said, we've just pushed back. We've just done the after start flows. Let's do the after start checklist. So anti-ice is on. ECAM status is checked. Pitch trim is 25. Rudder trim is 0. Let's go through, and whilst I'm sat still, we'll just pop on the weather radars. We can click, do what we need to with regards to dinging the cabin, etc. I'll sort our taxi out as well in a moment. TO config. Let's do the flight control test as well. So full left, neutral, full right, neutral, full up, neutral, full down, neutral, and the rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral. Ambitious pilots, no, this isn't even the ultra version of the Gatwick scenery. No, this is sort of like the standard one, really, and it's still, bear in mind, I only have a mid-spec system, and when you throw in things like streaming as well into it as well, it can be quite a drain on things. Anyway, we've done all the flight controls checks. I think we're happy to go. Let's just brief the taxi. So we're going to go then. We can speed things up as well. We can take Bravo because that's where we've briefed. So we're going to go Lima, Papa, and then on to Bravo. Make sure we don't take Bravo Romeo. So let's release the parking brakes, get the taxi lights on, and we'll make a move. The annoying thing is, once we got out of Gatwick, we'd have been fine. We'd have been absolutely fine. Here comes that rain again. So left onto Papa in a moment. Honestly, the difference now in the sim between when we had the traffic from VATSIM on there to now is absolutely incredible. I'm not saying VATSIM's causing the issue, but certainly all the extra models must be playing some sort of game with the PC. So, PEDS check then. Let's get our head back in the game. So, no change to the performance calculations now. We've done it QNH 1004. Flex is 62. Engine out procedure is standard. Once we've secured the engine, made that left hand and reached 1700 feet. Left hand turn to the Willow holding point. Departure is the Lambda 16 Mike. Stop altitude 4000 feet. Before takeoff, checklist to the line. Flight controls have been checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting is config 1. FMA takeoff data is 141 blue, 143 magenta, climbing up blue, 1FD2, 4000 magenta, 62 on the flex. Transponder is set. ECAM memo. Takeoff no blue. EFB is stowed. Okay, and here is our holding point for Bravo 1. Just hold that there for a moment. Mark, you've heard that the payware version of Gatwick gives better frame rates. It may be something to do in the future, which is a shame because this freeware mod is fantastic, isn't it? But it is just so draining on the system. It could just do with perhaps a little bit better optimization. Right, should we get out of here? Let's get the lights on, and we know we've got no one around us as we are on our own for the time being. So let's get the packs off, and we'll turn TCAS on, and there's our entry just down there. Right guys, I have no idea if you can hear me or not because it seems the Streamlabs has also gone a little bit weird on me. If you can hear me, give us a thumbs up. The only thing that will be streaming at the moment, if you can hear me, is my desktop with SimSmart in the background. So not what you guys tuned in for. I'm sure. But as I say, I actually have no idea if you can hear me at all, so I might just start singing. Oh, hang on. No, I can just hear you guys telling me you can hear me. Maybe I won't sing. Right, I tell you what. Let's at least do something. Let me just at least start to get. I'll try and get the flight simulator back loaded up, shall we? And we shall see. I'm not sure we can go and get a full flight in, but who knows? We might do something. We might do something. Simple takeoffs. No, you can't hear me. Sing. 747 Dan. Good evening. Christian, get HD onto the Discord and do an FAQ. Well, we could do an FAQ on here, I guess. If anyone actually is having success flying this evening and wants a performance calculation done, well, I can do one for you. Richard, not sure it is the Gatwick scenery issue you've noticed over the last few days. Huge frame rate losses at Manchester with medium traffic. Never had a problem there before. Yeah, I've never had a problem at Manchester. It's Gatwick for me. Gatwick just gets me every time. It really does. Landing at Gatwick, no issue. Or very, very rarely. And that again is just, I guess, because of the amount of information that London Gatwick, that freeway scenery has. I don't know what the optimization is like. Let's just continue in normal mode, shall we? Do you know what? Can we do Manchester? Can we do Manchester to Aberdeen? Let me... Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'm going to have to try and rattle this through. If we're going to do this, we're going to rattle this through. And it might not be completely realistic, but here goes. I've just realised I've not actually got the Manchester scenery installed, so it would be default scenery, but hey-ho. Give us a flight number. That'll do. We'll use our default call sign. How long would it be? How long would our flight be? Let's generate that. I'm not putting loads of alternates in there tonight. J-Hoggy, were you on VATSIM live as well? I never heard you. 48 minutes flight time. Well, maybe if we're not entirely realistic. Should we do it? Should we go with it? Should we try it? We'll file that up. Right, okie dokies, let's see. Yeah, we'll not with. We'll go with 2. We'll go with 6 tons again. Everything else we've briefed for the arrival should be the same, shouldn't it? Jimmy Young says, do it, you're joining from Belfast. Belfast is a good shout. Christian says, go for it, you're not even at Pippin yet. At least doing it at Manchester. I know Manchester like the back of my hand, so it's not a bad start. Let's just pin some charts. The Pole 5 Romeo, however, is not a chart I'm too familiar with. Okay, fair enough. Let's just quickly check this. Initial climbs 5,000 feet. And the turn begins at 3 miles. Alright. Let's see if I can get loaded in. As I say, this is going to be default scenery. Quick check of VATSIM so that we don't spawn in on anybody. Have we even got any ATC at Gatwick? At Manchester? Oh yeah. Right, let's... oh, ramp 48. These aren't the correct parking stands, are they? Seven down, yeah, Gatwick just crashes to the next stop. It's too heavy on the frames. Too heavy on frames. Christian, you can all fly in eco mode at Green Dot. Well, that would make Greta happy, wouldn't it? So how fast do you think I can actually load this aircraft up and fly? David Butler, CTD just stands for crash to desktop. J-Hog, since you've got Navigraph, it's now better with Simlink. Oh, of course, because you can see the you can see where you are, can't you? You can cheat. Arthur, park at gate 11. It's about 50 feet to Mike 1. Oh, I don't like default Manchester. I can't even see where I am. There we go. Right, excuse the completely incorrect setup. If you want to watch the correct setup, watch a, a proper live stream where we do it cold and dark. So, I'm going to get the APUs on. There we go. We need some fuel, of course. We're going to take 6 tons. That initial climb is going to be 5,000. Wow, QNH is low here. 999 hectopascals. Squawk 2000. Let's make sure everything is where I want it to be. Oh, if I can rescue this, it's going to be one of our greatest triumphs on stream. Hoping we shouldn't really have any issues with our frame rates at a default Manchester airport. Even so, I'm going to turn those off. Right, overhead is all good. Down there's fine. We're going to get information here. Current QNH is 999. Temporary rain. Fuel, I want... What do I want? 6 tons again. There we go. So, refueling is underway. APU bleed. Let's set up the box quickly. Right, so we have got a flight now, Manchester up to Aberdeen, flight time 48 minutes. Quick check, IRS, yes, 3 nav green, aircraft status is valid. I have got an alternative back here at Manchester, yeah, all that looks fine. Departure is going to be 23 right, that's going to be the Pole 5 Romeo. And insert, just clear that scratch pad, GPS primary, clear that out. Can we start getting some passengers on board, do you reckon? Arrival into Aberdeen, ILS 16, and just pop the same veer in as we had before, really. There we go.
Cabin crew refueling is underway and the bags are starting to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers.
Good evening to those of you who may just be joining now. We were originally flying Gatwick to Aberdeen, however Gatwick was a no-go due to crash the desktops. So to make up the time, we're now flying Manchester to Aberdeen. The wind and weather was meant to get worse as the night went on, so for excitement purposes, it's probably better for you guys to watch. Right, so yeah, that's all fine. That's all fine. Just check that again. What the heck is that? Let me zoom out a little bit. That's all good. That's seriously, what the heck is that? That is ridiculous. I don't have time for such rubbish. Let me just try that again. Different veer. Insert. See if that clears things up. That's better, I think. Oh, seriously. Right, do you know what? I'm going to go one better. I'm going to pop the arrival in. We're going to go ILS 06. Obviously no star. I'm going to put no veer in either. 503 miles. What's the operational flight plan giving us? We have got now our operational flight plan of 293. There's still a massive amount of rubbish in that flight plan. Honestly, what is going on there? Do you know what? Do you know what? Let me try something. Oh, I was planning an early B&B night tonight. Let's clear that, shall we? Oh, I can't clear that. Should we do this the old-fashioned way? Echo Golf, Charlie Tango, Echo Golf, Papa Delta. Flight plan. Here we go. Good old-fashioned hand programming. Occasionally it breaks. So, the Pole 5 Romeo. And that takes us to Pole Hill. After Pole Hill, we want to take the Airway Uniform November 601. Apologies if you are talking to me in the chat. I'm not looking whilst we sort this out. That's to Tala. From Tala we're going to Grice. So hang on, just insert that. Right, so then from Tala we're going to Grice. Presumably not the one 4,000 miles away. Then to Findo. After Findo, we take the Papa 600 airway. And from there that takes us to Naxil. And that will do for now. What the heck is all of this? Oh no, there we go, it's updated itself, it's sorted. Just cleared the discontinuity there, and we're fine. Radnav page, Mike Charlie Tango. Let's load some passenger weights in there as well. So much for a quick startup, hey. Right, there we go. Passengers are boarding. Init B page, we have got a zero fuel weight for this flight of 60.1 and a trip wind of a tailwind of 41. I need a bigger one than that. Fuel planning 2.7, we've got 5.9. We better land first time tonight, guys. Takeoff weight is 65.8, we'll call that 66. And fuel for the alternate is, call that 2.2. Gives an extra 41 minutes of flight time. Right, perf page. Where's SimSmart? As I am doing such a quick startup for the, well, I say just a quick startup, it's been anything but. As I'm doing a quick one, if you see anything that I've missed or done incorrectly, do shout out. I'm just going to come back into the chat actually and just see how we're doing. Oh, good evening everybody. 106 of you still here. Thank you so much for sticking with us tonight. Really do appreciate that. I was so close to calling it a night, but you guys have you guys have, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, so I'm gonna push on through. What are we doing? Echo Golf Charlie Charlie, and we're going to be departing 23 right. From Mike 1. Now let me check what is the takeoff from Mike 1. 2567. 2567. There we go. It was raining here, wasn't it? Or at least I think it was. So we'll go wet. Anti-ice will be on. Takeoff weight 66 tons. CFG is, no it isn't, it's forward. Flex config 1, calculate. There we go. Right, so 136. Oh, 136. 136 and 139. Transition altitude. What is the transition altitude here? Is it 5,000? Yeah, 5,000 feet. Flaps 1 and the flex 59. Engine out is 1249. So we'll round that up. Engine out. 1800 feet, right turn to the Mersey holding point. So quickly in our fixes page. Because let's face it, everything that could have gone wrong tonight has gone wrong, so we may as well plan for it. There's also a typo just here. It shouldn't be Mersey. It should be Mersey. So M-I-R-S-I. That radial, we need the reciprocal, so that's 261241. There we go. Whew. Done.
Manchester traffic, B line 2173, base flag, runway 23 right, 40.
And we do have some ATC tonight. So 12185 is the ground frequency. Let's pop the arc mode in, set 20 miles. Right, I'm not going to do a major brief. Basically, standard Manchester. I know what that means. Standard Manchester. We can get back in here if there's going to be a problem. Let's... have we got our passengers loaded yet? Yes, we do. Fuel's reloaded as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our EasyJet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt.
Okay, cockpit preparation is complete. Signs on and auto. It is 3.5 green. Fuel quantity is 5980. FNGS is set. Altimeter is 999, and we've got 240 feet. QNH actually has now just changed its 1000, and information Quebec is current. That shouldn't make a difference, I don't think, to SimSmart, but... Oh, it was 1000 in SimSmart, so excellent. The engine out procedure is shown in SimSmart as well when that comes, so there you are. That's the engine out procedure shown just down there.
ED34 Alpha Mike, Manchester ground.
Right, let's contact ATC. Manchester ground, EZ34 Alpha Mike. With you, current QNH information, Quebec, requesting IFR clearances file to Aberdeen. Type A320neo.
EZ34 Alpha Mike, good evening to you. Are you able to take flight level 240?
Roger, yeah, 240, no problem. EZ34 Alpha Mike.
EZ34 Alpha Mike, Roger, your new cruise level is flight level 240, which is the maximum up to Aberdeen. You are cleared to Aberdeen, Pole Hill 5, Romeo departure, Romeo 23 right, squawk 6463.
Cleared via the Pole 5 Romeo, and just confirm squawk 3463 for EZ34 Alpha Mike.
EZ34 Alpha Mike, next ticket 6463.
6463 the squawk, thank you, EZ34 Alpha Mike.
EZ34 Alpha Mike, correct.
Wonderful, everything there is now as we have very, very quickly briefed. Standard Manchester brief, we're going to push back and taxi holding point Mike 1. Let me just call up toolbar pushback then. It's kind of a bit of a bonus when you know Manchester really well. Peter, you've done a super chat and he's billed you 6 times. What, tonight? Is that right? I hadn't seen that. Have to do something about that if that is the case. Right, so let's just sort this out. There we go. That's all done. And Easy 34 Alpha Mike is ready for push and start.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, stand 1-1, push and start is approved facing south. Apologies for the delay, I'm just trying to catch your stream.
You and me both the way it's been going tonight. Pushing back approved facing south. Easy 34 Alpha Mike. Right, that's all good and sorted. Let's get that beacon light on. We'll request the push. Acupressure in the green.
Ground, good evening, Austrian 4 Mike Alpha, information in Quebec, runway 23, right vacated.
Austrian 4 Mike Alpha, Manchester ground, good evening, sorry for the delay there. Welcome to Manchester, taxi to stand 2-1 via Bravo, Papa and Lima.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed.
Stand to 1 via Bravo, Papa Lima, Austrian 4 Mike Alpha.
Equipment is removed.
Peter, send us a message on Discord if you can, mate. That hasn't come through to me, so I don't know if that's if that has actually gone through. Hopefully not, if that is the case. You don't want to be billed six times over, but thank you so much. Okay, windows and doors are closed. Our beacon light is on. Phone is on silent. And the parking brake is set. And we're about to just release that, and back we go.
Parking brakes are released. Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence. It will start in the sequence.
Okay, back we go. So, engine mode selected start and starting engine 1. NJ Sandy, hello from Manchester ground. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you very much. Is the flight deck door locked? No. I thought I could hear the cabin.
Manchester ground, beeline 2173, good evening, vacated on Bravo.
Beeline 2173, Manchester ground, good evening, welcome to Manchester. Taxi right on Bravo, hold Bravo 2, just stand by for your stand number.
Okay, right on Bravo, hold short Bravo 2, beeline 2173.
Brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency,
starting engine 2.
Cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened. Adjust.
Beeline 2173, taxi to stand 202 via Bravo, Delta, Echo, November Charlie and Romeo.
Love the Austrian aircraft we've just seen there.
202 Bravo, Delta, Echo, November Charlie and Romeo. Beeline
Put the
2173.
mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap.
Please set parking brakes.
Pull on each side to adjust.
Parking brake is
Put
set.
on your own mask before helping
Startup is
others.
complete.
Just waiting for
When you land on
engine
board,
2 to
take
spool
the
up.
jacket from under your seat.
See you
Put
at
it
the
over
side.
your head.
Have a good flight.
Pass the tapes around
Holding
your waist.
position, waiting for the visual. Thank
Click
you and
together.
goodbye.
And pull the
Stepnic
strap
9,
to
no,
adjust.
this is self-loading
Do
cargo.
not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
Right, engine 2 stable. Engine mode selector is normal. APU bleed is off. We had planned for anti-ice on, but looks in the sims that we're not going to need it. I'm happy to leave that off. Performance is still valid. APU masters can come off. Let's go spoilers, rudder, flaps 1, set the trim, which is 25, and we'll do a flight control check. Full left, full right, and neutral. Full up, full down, neutral rudder, full right rudder, full left, neutral. Alright, let's go. And easy 3-4 for Alpha Mike, we're ready for taxi.
Easy 3-4 Alpha Mike, taxi to holding point Mike 1 for runway 23 right via Juliet Echo and Juliet.
Mike 1 via Juliet Echo and Juliet for easy 3-4 Alpha Mike. Wonderful. So for those unfamiliar with Manchester, Juliet Echo straight down here and then the second left onto Juliet. Mike 1 is just there. After start, checklist, anti-ice is off, ecom status is checked, pitch trim is 25 set, and rudder is 0. Parking brakes released. Let's go. It's about now you realise just how good Mako Simulations Manchester is. So yeah, not got that installed, sadly, as we weren't meant to be flying to Manchester tonight, or from Manchester. Okay, pets check. So, no change to performance, QNH is 1000, and we've got a flex of 59. Engine out procedure at Manchester is a standard right hand turn to the Mersey holding point at 1800 feet. We've got that shown on the navigation display. Departure is the Pole 5 Romeo and initial climb is 5000. So before takeoff checklist below to the line, flight controls are checked, departure briefing is confirmed, flap setting, config 1, FMA takeoff data 136 blue, 139 magenta, climb nav blue, 1FD2, 5000 magenta, flex is 59, transponder is set, ecam memo, takeoff. There is some blue. Let's clear that shot.
34 Alpha Mike, unfortunately no further ATC for you. Monitor unit coming out on 122 decimate. Have a great flight up to Aberdeen. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for the service. Moving over to Unicom now for easy 34 Alpha Mike. Good night.
Goodbye and happy streaming.
Thank you. Ecam memo now. Takeoff no blue. EFB is stowed. For those wondering why we're departing Manchester and not Gatwick, sadly, we had crash to desktops at Gatwick.
Good night.
So instead of calling it a night, I was convinced we should just depart from Manchester instead. And why not? Right, moving over to Unicom. Let's get lined up. So we'll get the lights on and then packs can come off. Oh, try that one again. And Manchester traffic easy 34 Alpha Mike lining up runway 23 right for the Pole 5 Romeo departure. Mark, you're going to watch Takeoff, then you're going to have to take the first officer out for a walk. My first officer is going to be crossing his legs tonight with the lateness of this stream. We were meant to be in Aberdeen by now. Approach paths clear. Line up. Might even do a rolling takeoff. Okay, takeoff, start the chrono, 50% in one set. Set takeoff thrust. Man flex, SIS runway. Checked. Not quite sure why it's showing runway track, that's a bug. Shouldn't show that until you're airborne at least. V1, rotate. Nav, that's better. So if I straight out until we're 3 miles from the Mike Charlie Tango, then we make that right hand turn. Dr. Magic found us again. Did you lose us, sir? Leave a climb. Oh, where's the world gone? Set climb thrust. Thrust climb. Climb. Three miles coming up. Autopilot 1 engage. Let's get the packs on. No further ATC, let's clear ourselves up to our cruising altitude then, level 240, nice and level. Let's go open climb for that as we accelerate away. Passing S speed so we can clean up. Anyone interested in our minimum safe altitude at the moment? It's 3,500 feet. As I say, we didn't do the full briefing due to the time constraints of the stream with the earlier crash to desktops. And here, we should get a nice view of downtown Manchester with this departure. Nice low cruise level as well for us today. Just looking at that cloud layer as well. Lots of clouds over the other side of the Pennines from where I am. Hopefully they'll remain there until I have to walk my first officer. Been a funny old evening, hasn't it, stream-wise? Very strange.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
Coming up then on 10,000. Lights can come off. Clear that RadNav page out. Looking like we're getting above that cloud layer, so Happy to release the passengers and crew. If you haven't done so already, guys, please do hit that like button on the screen.
You are now free to move around the cabin and the toilets are now available. However, when in your seat, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Tell you what, the nighttime graphics in terms of the streetlights reflecting off the underside of the clouds looks amazing, doesn't it? Something I've not seen in any other simulator. Obviously you've got it just down here under the wing that you can see, but just look out into the distance as well on the horizon where it is. Really is good stuff. LA Kids 143, you're enjoying the stream. Thank you for toughing it out. Oh, you're welcome, LA Kids. We're kind of approaching the perfect time for streaming for an American audience now, aren't we? Getting late here in the UK. What is it? It's just passing 10 PM UK time. Would be nice if those clouds cleared so we could have a decent view from the front, but I'm guessing that's not going to happen tonight. So there is our flight routing. We're going to do this in terms of, because there's no standard arrival into Aberdeen. I'm going to show you how I'm going to work this out slightly differently. In terms of how we're going to plan our arrival. We'll still do a full arrival brief, of course. I just wanted to be rather quick with the departure. I say rather quick. It took us a while. We ended up having to program it all in manually, didn't we? But never mind. We're airborne and on our way. Wheels 24/7. It's only 4 PM where you are. Rise of music, of course, 5 PM in the eastern USA. We can always fast forward to sunrise. The flying Scotsman, you get that explained with the Zenviro mod, the night glow from the lights onto the clouds. Yeah, but again, it's not it's not default, is it? Talking, these are just default graphics. It's amazing. Let's clear the fix info page out. Then I'll work out how I'm going to do my arrival without any stars. Dark Fury says you can't see anything at 100 feet. That's concerning, isn't it? Oh, 1,000 feet. That's not quite as concerning. 100 feet, I'm thinking, oh my god, we're going to end up going into Gatwick or somewhere else. Not Gatwick, I ain't going back there. Glasgow or Edinburgh or something like that. Red, am I streaming 1080 on Ultra? 1080, yes. Not everything is on Ultra, no. So we are going to make heavy use of the fixes page today for our arrival. We're going to be landing in Aberdeen, runway 16. Transition altitude there 6,000 feet. Platform altitude for the arrival is 2,500 feet. MSA is 4,000. We need to be a little bit careful as we're coming into because I'm going to be coming in from the southwest, where minimum safe altitude is 4,100 feet. So my plan will be we'll get down 4,100 feet, nice and safe, and then we'll come in and set the ILS localizer, capture the glide slope, and if we capture that at about 12 miles out, that's 4,000 feet. We'll be nice and should be nice and safe then. And we're going to build up that picture using the fixers page. Right, that's speed alt star. We're coming up on our cruise altitude today for flight level 240. There it is. Red thread, I've also capped the FPS to 37. Right, welcome to our cruising altitude. That took us 10 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, just to let you know that we've reached our cruising altitude for today, and we are not anticipating any major delays or bad weather ahead, so we should be arriving on time as planned. The cabin crew will now start to make their way around the aircraft, so please make sure that the aisles are clear of any items you may have, and they invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. A reminder that our EasyJet Sim Pilot members are able to take advantage of free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and we shall have an update for you shortly.
Right, so just have a minute and I'll plan out how to do this. Peter Scout, something's gone terribly wrong somewhere, hasn't it, Peter? Now, I haven't actually seen or received the super chat or super chats in question, so I'm really not certain where that's gone. So I would definitely try and contact either YouTube or somebody to try and ascertain where on earth that is, because it's not come through on the channel or on the stream or anything like that. Obviously, send us a message on Discord if you can, mate, and we'll work that out between us. But I've just checked some stuff and it's not come through here, so hopefully it's in limbo somewhere and will be returned. The Flying Scotsman is a wee bit windy and low visibility in Aberdeen. Yes. Should we get some weather then? We might as well, hadn't we? Flight's not that long, so we need to crack on. So we'll go to our ATC menu, ATSU, and we'll do a weather request then for Aberdeen. We'll send that off. There it goes. So here's my plan then. What we're going to do is I want to use the Aberdeen VOR as a point of reference that we can come in to capture the ILS with. So instead of going from Naxel then direct to the airport and then just flying a sort of teardrop shaped procedure, what I'm going to do is let's put the Aberdeen VOR in there, Alpha Delta November, and we're going to pop that in at just after Naxil. There it is. And what we could look at doing as well to help us with coming in for that is we could put in a place bearing distance in here as well. I mean, there's an alternative base turn procedure from the VOR, flight outbound on a 036 radial and then a left turn to intercept the localizer. So that's one way of doing it. But instead, what we're going to do, I'm going to get down to 4,000 feet, and if we can pop a distance of 15 miles out from the airport, 15 miles out on a heading, let's call it a heading of that's 10 miles, so 15 miles out on a heading of 280. So we're going to put place bearing distance for that. So let's pop this in. That's going to be, the place is Echo Golf Papa Delta, which is the airport, the place. A bearing of 280 and a distance of 15 miles. Let's pop that in just here. There we go. Now let's have a look what this approach looks like. Peter, let us know how you get on, obviously, because, well, we need to make sure that that's all sorted, don't we? Now, don't worry about some strange things shown here. Obviously, we know Norma tidies itself up as we go, but as you can see, so we're flying Shap all the way up. There's Tala, there's Grice, and then from Naxil we should... Oh, I've got Alpha Delta November in the wrong place. Right, let me just clear that out. So we should go Naxil, place bearing distance 001, and then Alpha Delta November, which is the Aberdeen VOR. Alpha Delta November. Just pop that in the right place. Here you go. You can see what I'm doing now. Alpha Delta November should go in just there. There you go. Hopefully now you can see how I'm going to fly that approach. So that's the plan. In terms of our safety then, and how we are going to plan what we want where. So as we get to that place bearing distance 01, I want to be 5,000 feet. Hang on, let me just show you. So once we get to place bearing distance 01, I want to be at 5,000 feet. As we leave that, we're coming down to 4,000 feet for the Aberdeen VOR. In fact, no, we're not. That's a load of rubbish. It's not 4,000 feet at all. It's 2,500 feet. So I want to be actually quite nicely configured by place bearing distance 01, so I want at least flaps 1 at that point, nice and slow, 180 knots, because it's going to be a short final from the Aberdeen VOR. It's only 6.3 miles, so it is going to be a short final, so actually we want flaps 2. So if we do this right, it's going to be very similar to the sort of approach we do into Copenhagen. 747, no problem, mate. We'll see you very soon, hopefully. Yeah, so place bearing distance 001. I want to be 180 knots, pull flaps 2, get the drag out, get down to 2,500 feet. We'll intercept the localizer and the glide slope. Short final, and all should be well. Famous last words. In terms of when we're going to start, popping the top of descent in there, how far we got to go? We've got 176 track miles to go. Now, did I get that message for the weather? Let me just see. Ah, here we go. Current weather then. We have rain, overcast 600 feet. Look. Let's have a quick look what the minimums are. No auto land allowed here at Aberdeen, of course. So 405. And minimum runway visibility is 550 meters. Yeah, that's available. That's okay. So decision altitude is going to be 405. Weather is 140 at 19. Going to feel a bit of a crosswind then, only a little bit, but it's there. Raining as well, so typical Scottish weather. Temperature is 7, QNH is 998 hectopascals. J-Hog, did you get there down safely? Fantastic. Now you have to watch me attempt it. So let's fill out the perf page for the arrival. What was that? Wind 140 at 19. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. And the Barrow 405. Red Thread, will I use FSF? No, I don't have a co-pilot. I like to struggle on myself. Surround Aviation, no big news on the A320 with regards to any new updates. Not at the moment.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Not much scenery going on, is there? Red Thread, the overlay at the top is not working. No, it was turned off during our crash to desktops, so I've just not restarted it. Small break in the clouds, but certainly not much. Sean Delaney, the link to the Simbrief A330 profile to use is on our Discord server. There's a link on the video description down below. Join the Discord server, and it is in the pilot's briefing room. Rise of Music, I know you can't tell us much, but on a scale of 1 to get your bank account ready, how close is the Phoenix? I actually couldn't answer that, even if I knew the answer. So afraid, no, I can't help there. Zig's asking me about Jet 2 routes. Oh, you're putting my geekness to the test here. I mean, Jet 2 fly so many different places, don't they? You want to fly from Stansted? Well, Jet 2 are a holiday company, so think Lanzarote, Tenerife, those sorts of places. Palma de Mallorca. Nick Burrows, it is indeed the Ambitious Pilots. An Ambitious Pilot says, great job on the recovery of the stream, gotta call it a day, else it's getting too late for you there. See you soon and happy landings. Ambitious, so thank you so much for popping on the stream. Please do come back, welcome anytime, and yeah, I will continue to champion the work you have done. You've made Pushback just so straightforward. Thank you so much. So when are we going to start our top of descent? Well, that is a good question, because we've no real points of reference. So I want to start my top of descent probably when I am about... we've got a tailwind, haven't we? Right, so when we're about 85, 90, probably we're about 90, between 90 and 95 miles away for track miles of our destination. And we've got 136 at the moment. Santiago Lund, hello to you, hope you're well. Oh, I'm going to be dead tomorrow. Got about 4 hours sleep last night, thank you children. Oh, I beg they have a lay-in tomorrow. Has anyone got any good tips on getting 3-year-olds to have a lay-in? Keeping them up late just doesn't work. Sexy, if you want to try some EasyJet routes from Glasgow, then a lot of Glasgow flights are domestics, and they're quite short hops, so think Belfast, Manchester, Stansted, Gatwick of course, Luton. They probably go a little further afield, maybe Geneva and Amsterdam. You really are putting my geekness to the test. So according to the FMGC, we should be on the ground in around about 20 minutes or so. Yeah, I think that's about right. 20 minutes. Wheels 24/7. If you knew how to do that with a 2-year-old, you'd be rich. Yeah. Egg Andy, hello. First time you've joined a live stream. Welcome. You've watched tons of videos and have learned the ins and outs of the flyby A320 from virtually zero sim experience. Thank you. You are very welcome.
252, push and start, stand 23, Edinburgh.
So glad you managed to catch us live. We shouldn't be here. We should have been in Aberdeen. We should have been in bed with a beer. But things went wrong a few hours ago. Peter says, don't complain, you've got a 4-year-old and you're expected to be at work at 5:30 tomorrow morning. What are you still doing up, mate? Get to bed. So we've got that traffic just out of Edinburgh. Edinburgh is just beneath us, actually, if we just peer over the glare shield. It's just down here somewhere. There's traffic just coming out of Edinburgh. Arthur, you're already in Aberdeen with a beer. Yeah, okay, don't rub it in. Zex is currently 21 minutes past 10 p.m. Christian, you had a bit of a floaty landing. You didn't check the small width of the runway. Yeah, another little gotcha there at Aberdeen. What is it? Is it a 45 or a 30? It's only a small airport. 46. Sean, the only 330 on the Discord is the Mega Pack. No, the other one should be there. Should definitely be there. If anyone's in the Discord and is safely landed, could you try and locate the 330 headwind profile for us? I'm almost certain it's there. Peter Scarab, yeah, you saw I was streaming and I know you've got to say hi. I know you do, mate. I appreciate it. Gandhi watching along with a beer. I wish I was. Paul, you're on a final, very misty approach. That sounds exactly like, well, Scotland. Nabil Vlogs, no, Flight Live was kicked into touch during the crash to desktops earlier in the flight. We need to call the MOC. Galgoy, I fly and fly and fly. I must have so much time. No, I don't. I just do good time management. Right, we're going to start heading down now. Let's head down flight level 100 for the time being. That's our top of descent, as we are currently 98 track miles away. Just start a low descent, flight level 100, blue. Let me see if I can find that sim brief profile, as we're now nicely on our way down. Right, here is the link. Nabil Vlogs, thank you so much for your 179 super chat, Nabil. Any update on the Phoenix or PMDG? PMDG I don't know too much about, other than what you read in the media, to be honest. Phoenix, I'm under an NDA, so I can't really say anything, other than obviously when it comes you're going to absolutely love it, and I can't wait to show that off. It's going to bring a whole new level of realism to the sim. Particularly these real-up flights. When things can go wrong. I mean, you can imagine it, can't you? You're doing a nice flight, and then suddenly something goes bang. Or even just a minor little hiccup which needs attending to. Dark Magic, is that the recommended profile at the moment? It's the one that I created when it first came out and then tweaked again a bit later, but I don't think any of the actual configuration has changed. If it has, let me know and I'll have a look. But I've used it and it seemed to work. I know they've just updated it though, haven't they? So it may now be out of date. I'll have to double check that. But the main thing is just to check things like when you've loaded in the profile, when you've loaded in the payload and stuff like that. As long as your zero fuel weight is accurate, obviously monitor the fuel burn and you'll be fine. Speaking of fuel burn, we're absolutely fine with our trip today, and we've got extra in there for the go around. That's not to say we are going to make a go around. It's just if we had to. 405 feet. That is the magic number tonight. Gallagher, what am I talking about? What's going to be so super realistic? Oh, the Phoenix Airbus A320 when it releases. J-Hug says you like the longer streams, you get more dark through. Who misses the long haul flights? Long haul Mondays and or mileage Mondays and long haul Fridays. Who misses those? Obviously I wasn't on voice for the whole time. I was just in the chat room with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are travelling with an infant, please ensure that they are secured safely using the infant seatbelt provided. The toilets will now go out of use until the fasten seatbelt sign is turned on. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Okay, so profile's looking good. Let's do the approach checklist. So, seatbelt signs are on. We've briefed our arrival, so the arrival briefing's done. Minimums are 405. Set. Engine mode selector is normal. The FB is stowed. Nick and Dark Fury. Two of you missing the long haul Fridays and mileage Monday flights. They were great, weren't they? 6 hours long haul flight streamings. I sadly just don't have the time to do them now since we slowly started getting back to some sort of normality. I promise we'll do definitely, well, it'll be a full day streaming for the 20,000 subscribers celebration stream. Need to get some news about that soon. Christian, I can't. I've shown you before, mate. I don't know what it is. It's completely bugged, which is just random. Oh, Christian, HD disappeared because he has to train his first officer tomorrow. Talia, long hauls are great for just chilling and relaxing. Well, we used to do them, so I'd be on, obviously, I'd be on voice, on microphone for the for all the setup for the departure until we got to cruising altitude. Then we do the top of climb checks. Then after that, I'd come off the mic for the next 4 hours. I'd be in the chat room, and there'd be, you know, usually about all the main gang in the chat, just doing things, popping in and out throughout the day, all while we were doing other things. And then obviously I'd come back on for the arrival plan and descent and landing. That looks turbulent. That looks very turbulent. Profile looks decent though. Anyway, let's start winding that speed back. Let's activate the approach phase. Lights on.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we have just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table and handing them any litter as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use.
Pascal, good evening, sir.
Please contact a member of your cabin crew who will be happy to assist you. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed your flight.
LAK, do you imagine long hauls will be a bit less boring if Phoenix introduces random challenges? Well, the thing about the Phoenix, because of what they're trying to do with regards to the realism, is if you have the full realism sort of turned on, then you have to think like a real world pilot, as in, what if? What if something happens and I need to get down? What if there's a decompression and I need to get down? What if something goes bang and I need to get down? Where am I going to go? What airports are open? You need excellent situational awareness for the entire flight. What if the aircraft has a double failure? And you're then in alternate law, or you lose hydraulics, so you're depending on which hydraulic systems, etc. Your landing distance is now extended. You were originally going to somewhere with a shortened runway, and now you need somewhere a lot longer. And then once you've landed, you're stuffed because you need towing off the runway. Kind of wish my terrain radar was working now. How long have you been lurking there? Hey HD, you'll just be a nervous wreck for 4 hours solid. That's your life in a nutshell, isn't it, mate? Dark Fury, if you have a random failure and you're on VATSIM and they say you can't do it, well, you just have to disconnect, wouldn't you? Ninja HD. Oh, well, then for the purposes of HD, we've got a place bearing distance here just to help us. We're not going to come in via the Aberdeen VOR. We're just on the localizer. We're going to go green dot, and then we're going to get flaps 1, flaps 2 before the Aberdeen NDB, sorry, VOR, and then we're going to be on a sort of 6-mile final. Flaps 2 before we intercept that, come down the glide slope, and yeah, I'm sort of thinking Copenhagen. It's a bit turbulent, this, isn't it? Okay, we need to get down now, 2,500 feet. We'll use some spoilers as well, just to make sure that we're down in good time. Although we've got about 12 miles. So, yeah, we're fine. More than fine, in fact, so let's just pull the VS. Speed VS 1000, 2,500 feet. Blue. And MSA, yeah, sorry, we did brief that, which is why I remained at 5,000 feet for that PB 001 point, because MSA was 4,100 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open.
And we're now coming in here, nice and clear
Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers,
of any terrain.
you do not want to take with you.
Terrain radar would have been nice though, wouldn't it? Can I do another flight after this one? I'm afraid not, mate. I need my bed. Well, the ILS. Why is the ILS not in there? 1099. Goodness me. There we go. Here comes that glide slope. So flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1. Nice strong headwind as well when we come in.
Aberdeen traffic is 11 Tango Bravo, runway 16 vacated.
2,500.
That glide slope doesn't look good. Because I'm 200 feet too high, that's why. Gear. Speed checked, flaps 2. Lock start. Glide slope capture from above. Can we get away with it? Do you know what? We might end up going round. Do you know what? That's my writing. I wrote 2-3 and I read it as 2-5. That's not going to work. Okay, we're going to break off the approach. We're going to make a left, get back up to 2,500 feet and do it again. Alright, open climb. We're going to go back up flaps 1. Going to go into heading mode. We're going to break off and we'll go around. Happy with the situational awareness to the left of us. Landing gear up. No TCAS around us, so we're okay. And we'll just come back into the Aberdeen VOR. I'll show you the chart in a minute. I'll tell you what I did. I scribbled down the wrong number. Should have been 2,300. Instead, I went 2,500, and that's why we were too high by 200 feet. Made the difference.
2,500.
So I'll bring it back around and we'll come back in. Let's pop that approach in. Not quite sure why that wasn't in. No veers, no stars. Insert that. Then when we're happy, we'll try again. So I'll just let that glide slope climb a little bit and then we'll make a base turn. Mark, I would call out, I'll certainly call out when we're on final, but at the moment around us we've got no traffic around us, so it's all dead here on VATSIM. Of course it is, it's nearly 11 PM. Luckily we did brief that we got plenty of fuel if in case things went wrong. Right. Before we make that base turn, we'll run that approach checklist again. So, we're currently flaps 1. We're going to go make the base turn. Seatbelt signs are on. Minimums are 405. Engine mode selection normal. EFB is stowed. Let's put in a nice intercept angle now for that ILS intercept. God, I hope we can see the runway lights. keep coming round to the left. It'll be dawn by the time we've landed. There we go. Okay, glide slope lock blue. Cat 3 dual autopilot 1 and 2. We've flown for that long, maybe that bad weather's bypassed us. Having said that, keep an eye on the wind in the top left hand corner.
$2,500.
Radio altimeter alive. Flaps 2, speed checked. Flaps 2.
2,500.
Lock star. My wife is going to kill me. Yeah, thanks Christian, you've just pretty much described my night. Oh well, it's all good fun. At least that's what I'm telling myself. Can someone else taxi her in once we've landed? Right, we're going to roll to the end and vacate right on Mike. Right, we've got the glide slope here, missed approach altitude set, 8 mile final. Aberdeen traffic, easy 34 Alpha Mike, established runway 16, 7 mile final. Finally. Andrew Wilson, this is your first live stream.
Alpha Mike, you can do it, come on, put it in.
What are you still doing on frequency? Andrew, first live stream, need to work on the times though. Thanks so much for being here, Andrew.
I think we're all here waiting for you.
Get us a beer. Right. Gear. Spoilers armed. Lights on. Ding the cabin. Is it raining? Is that rain or snow? Oh god, if I cannot see this runway by 405 feet, I'm gonna cry. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured. Auto thrust speed. Go around altitude. 2,500 set. Ecam memo landing. No blue.
1,000.
Oh bloody hell. Well, the go around is pretty straightforward. It's just take off again and do what we've just already done.
Just close your eyes and let it happen.
I can see lights. Autopilot disconnected. I have control. That was a nasty little rain shower, wasn't it? Jimmy, I'm not heading. I am not going back.
500.
I am not going back to Manchester. No chance.
500.
Right, approach stable.
400. 300. 200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
A little more flare would have been nice. Anyway, spoilers are deployed, reverse green, decel, disconnect the auto brake, that's doing a nice job. Reversers are off. And we'll vacate right in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and the crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
Now, because it is a default airport, I am going to just leave the takeoff lights on. Usually not much in the way of natural light in or rather artificial light at night time in these default airports. Mark Burgers, I'm off. He's down, I'm off to bed. Good night, Mark. Hit that like button on the way out for me. Right, where we're parking. David Butler, thank you so much for the for the 449 super chat. Bravo. Yes. I don't think my passengers share your sentiment tonight, David. Started off at Gatwick, they got abandoned. Took forever to get here. Where are we parking? How many parking spaces have we got? I think we just park anywhere, don't we, on here? See if we can get in after that green aircraft. Oh, thank you, HD. APU. I knew I was forgetting something whilst I was pushing things and flicking things away up there. Right, we'll go all the way to stand 8, I think it is then. So 7 Alpha is just this side of that building there, and then we've got the next one, 8, coming up just on our left. Oh, there's a windsock there. Is that on the chart? I'm going to end up on the Delta apron, I think. Never mind. This is why I don't like non-handcrafted airports at night time. I haven't got a clue where I'm going. Right. Looks like some sort of marshaller just there. Shall we head to run him over? Looks good to me. I'm going to blind him in a moment. Here he comes. He's got his hand. He's got his arms up. Oh, mate, don't walk in front of the engine. Goodness me. Wow, look at that. That's not bad. Let's just... No, I need some light. He's just going to have to close his eyes. Quick, stand up and taxi whilst looking over the glare shield. You wouldn't actually do that, would you, HD? Stand up to taxi in? That guy down there, he's moonwalking. And stop. As everybody else's ground crew seem to have lost the baton in their right hand. Right, parking brakes are set. APU's running. Yeah, we'll just double check that. Never good when you cut the engine power and suddenly the cabin goes dark. Seatbelts, beacon light, fuel pumps. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, we got there in the end. Do you know, I just had, even though I'm in the sim, I had a feeling I was moving forward then. Look at the direction of travel of the raindrops. I thought, oh my word, we're moving forward. That can't be right. I became disorientated, sat still. Right, I believe we've got some ground vehicles now. And, oh wow, that is rain. That looks excellent though, doesn't it? I love the rain effects. Fantastic. HD, you've got dints in your head from the overhead CBs and other buttons. Christian, funny I mentioned that there's now a modern flight sim for a second button. That's ridiculous. That rain really is coming in strong now, isn't it? It's oh, it looks wonderful. Ground crew are getting wet. Well guys, welcome finally to Aberdeen. It's taken us 2 flights, 1.5, and a lot longer time than it should have done to get there, but here we are. Thank you so much for those of you who stuck with us throughout the entire evening of things going wrong. Glad we got there eventually. Those of you who have donated and contributed to the upkeep of the channel as well today, thank you so much for your kind donations to the EasyJet Sim Pilot channel members, of course. Thank you for your continued support. Have fun with SimSmart over the weekend. Remember guys, you are now on version 1.0.25, so make sure you got the latest one, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Not sure when that will be, so stay tuned to the Discord server, and of course have a great weekend. Good night everyone. Bye bye.